What's up, guys? I'm back. Been a minute since I made a video. Trying something a little different here. Uh, my man Joel Foreman inspired me. He has his own YouTube channel, TikTok channel, I believe. I know on YouTube he's Shoot His Shoot. So if you don't follow him. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You can like and subscribe mine as well. Um, he yesterday brought up the topic of Hubert Davis. And was his firing right? Was it time? Was it time for Hubert to go? Me, y'all know, diehard Tar Heel fan. Been a Tar Heel fan all my life, and I don't have the answer for who the replacement of Hubert is, but I do think that it was time for Hubert to go. I shared my thoughts with several of my friends and colleagues, several of my Tar Heel fans, Duke fans, State fans, uh, just ACC fans, sports fans in general. And we know that UNC is a storied program, uh, and basketball has always been our thing. We're blue blood, despite what Jay Williams say that we're losing, that the program is losing it, or what. But the sentiment is down these parts and amongst a lot of fans that Hubert, it was time for Hubert to go, and I agree. I love Hubert. I wanted him to succeed. I know there's people that think that I wanted him to fail because I wasn't ready for Roy to go when Roy left, but it was Roy's time as well. And I think Roy knew, he saw the writing on the wall that this new era of basketball recruiting, NIL, was going to was going to undo him. And I just think he just didn't. He was getting up into the age where he just didn't want to deal with it, and I don't blame him. Um, Hewitt was handpicked by Roy Williams, and like I said, I wanted him to have much success, but it's been rocky. It's been extreme highs and extreme lows. And what we're looking for, and what me as a Tar Heel fan, what I'm looking for is extreme consistency. I want to contend. I want my team to contend every year. Uh, and we haven't been doing that. Hubert, first year in, miracle Final Four run was awesome, all the way to the championship. Blew a lead in that game as well. But if you know anything about that team, they were struggling prior to that run. They just got hot at the right time. Caleb Love carried a lot of the weight. RJ, the team was good, and yeah, it was it was sucked that we didn't win, but it was like it gave us something to look forward to, and going out on the note like that, given beating Coach K twice in his first year as a head coach, and K's last year, that was great. I mean, that was something that I will ever be grateful for Hubert for, and it's something that we can always talk about. But the following year, he did. The team came in ranked number one, same cast, and we didn't even make the tournament at all, and then turned down the NIT invitation. And then the team started to fall apart, like personnel wise. We started to lose players, and that's not. I mean, we've lost players before, but losing the players the way we did, the caliber of players that we did, in this stint, kind of had me worried, because I'm like, guys had some success here, had a good core, but then we lost Caleb. I think that was something to do with him and RJ. Personalities clashing, and that nature. And then we come in, and then we skirt into last year. Was that we skirted into the tournament as the last possible at large bid, and we won a play-in game, and then lost in the first round, and then we lost in the first round this year. And everybody wants to talk about Caleb Wilson not being there. Yes, Caleb Wilson is a big piece, but from my growing up watching the Tar Heels, we've never been a one-man team, and we've always been able to weather the storm. We already had the talent and the coaching to weather the storm of something like that. And even with the loss of Caleb Williams, no disrespect to VCU, they deserved that game, but we still shouldn't have lost that game. UNC shouldn't have lost that game. You're up 19 in the second half. You shorten your rotation to 6 players. And then inexplicably, I don't know why he did that. I mean, Zayden High was a +4. No, like a plus. I can't know what his plus numbers were, but he played 7 minutes in the first half. He had 4 rebounds, like 7 points or 4 points. And he was on the plus side. He didn't play in the second half. I know Luka was shooting bad in that VCU game, but you benched him, and you wore and the players just wore down. You saw it, like no energy, self missing layups. Because I think he was burnt out. He was tired, man. Those guys played 40+ minutes, and it showed in the overtime. And I told somebody while I was watching the overtime, I was like, man, it looks like the first team to score is going to win this game in the overtime, because they went like 2.5 minutes without scoring, both teams, and then VCU hit a big shot. I mean, even down to not even burning the timeout and getting the 5-second violation. And I don't know if it was coaching or VSAR just had a brain lapse, but you got to hit the rim when you're trying to miss a free throw. I mean, that's stuff that's coached, and it's just been that inconsistency. I think Hubert's a great guy. He's a Tar Heel guy all the way, which I love. But I just don't think he is the coach to usher us into the future. And his presser, his post game presser, did him no favors. He there's a whole lot of It didn't seem like he took accountability for some of his decisions. I mean, yeah, he said it was my decision, but he was saying there were good shots. We were just missing them. You got to say, me as a coach, I could have put him in a better position. I could have seen that my guys were tired and rotated in some fresh legs. I mean, you had guys. I mean, it was frustrating, and I think it was a culmination. Like, I think this was coming, but it might have been staved off if we would have won this first round game. You know what I'm saying? He might have got a pass, on the season, as far as like, oh, okay, you lost your star. You went up against, you beat VCU, but then you went up against a team that's blazing right now in Illinois. So I think that would have been overlooked, and I think he might have had another year. But the way that last game went, it was we couldn't. It was inexplicable. It was, and I think that was, like, as they say, the straw that broke the camel's back. But man, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of names floating around. I'm not partial to any. I just want a guy that's going to come in and win. He can be from outside the Carolina family, or he can be from inside the Carolina family. I know they got some targets on their list that are still coaching, and a lot of these guys are coming out and saying that they're not interested. But a lot of these guys are still coaching, and that's what they should say. They shouldn't, don't put a Lane Kiffin and build on your team while y'all still in the tournament. And so I mean, Oxelberger lost last night. I think the top target people are throwing out there is Lloyd, because he has some ties to Mark Few, and Mark Few has ties to Roy Williams. So it's kind of like in the family, but in a roundabout way. But I don't know who's the right fit. But whoever they get has to be vetted, has to be dedicated, and and as a university and fans, we have to be able to accept that it may be somebody outside the Carolina family, but that is willing to adapt to the Carolina way, but bring their own input into the Carolina way. Bring their own. I mean, and we have to be pliable here in this hire, because we can't get this wrong. Because the guys 8 miles up the street, they're killing it, and they've been killing it. And they're on to the Elite Eight, and they're banging out draft pick after draft pick, year after year. And John Shire hasn't skipped a beat. All he's doing is winning. And and as a UNC fan, that stings because it feels like they're separating themselves from us a little bit. And you see it. You don't want them to get too far ahead, right? I mean, yeah, everybody says, John Shire has all this talent, but he hasn't won anything with him yet. I mean, that could happen this year, and I feel like if he keeps knocking on the door, he's going to get there. So we got to catch up. With that being said, man, y'all, thank you for the time. Hey, Joe, I hope this answered your question. If y'all got any input on this, man, like holler at me. Like, subscribe, share, as they say. This is my first video in probably about 8 months or so. But I'll try to get back and do more because it's been I had a lot to talk about, just haven't had the time to talk about it. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's been fun. Y'all be good.